So we have a 2019 Civic Type R, customer supplied his own PRL downpipe and an Invidia 3-inch cat back. So we're going to go ahead and install this and show you some clips along the way. So if this is something you're interested in, try and get some close-up shots, some sound clips, give you an idea what you're in for if this is something you're looking to do, and show you a few little tips along the way. So it shows you how big these cars are. Look at that, he has a full exhaust in the back, drop the seats, and the downpipe right there, but look at that, it fits. It shows you how practical these cars are. So it's kind of a good all-purpose car. It's a family car. You put your kids in the back, drop the seats, put your exhaust in the back.
And it closed.
And it closed. It actually closes without rubbing or damaging any of the plastics. All right, so this is the wrap, the DEI. This is one of my favorites. I do recommend the inch wide. This is 2. Reason I say inch, because it will actually contour around the bends much easier. But I'll show you this before and after. I'll see what kind of job I can do. And then of course, you got to make sure you get these stainless ties right here. This is obviously what wraps around there and tightens it. This tool, incidentally, I'll show you it a little bit later. George actually made one of these tools after seeing it, how simple it is. You can kind of see by the picture. So this is what the exhaust looks like. It's the Invidia. It looks like a full 3-inch, which is pretty nice. Of course, has the signature burnt tips. A lot of people love this tip. It is a titanium that's riveted onto the stainless, incidentally. You cannot really successfully weld titanium to stainless, so that's how they do it. And we'll show you that here in a minute. But the signature 3 tip on the Civic, see that? Same thing, I think it just has larger tips on the Invidia, but we'll lay all this out and show you it if that's something you're somewhat interested in. Now, the downpipe that he chose is the PRL, and it is the catted downpipe. Nice thing I like about this is a full cast piece, so you got less chance of cracking or any kind of damage happening here. And of course it has the pieces for the brace, another important thing, and of course has the tabs to put the heat shields back on.
Alright, so here's the O2 sensor. We have a special socket for it, available at any of your auto parts stores. That way you can get down in there when there's a big washer. See if we can break it loose. And Big John's got it loose.
That actually came free a little bit easier than I expected.
Yeah, anytime you've got one with that big deep washer on it, you need that special socket. Otherwise a 22mm wrench will work.
And this obviously keeps the O2 housing cool. It's like a little heat shield, really. Alright, so next thing you got to remove is the intake tube, which is the big piece right here that goes across the top of the turbo. It's actually bolted to the turbo inlet down there. A few clips to remove the hoses and wires, and of course the 2 10mm heads right there, 2 10mm right there. This clamp has already got the aftermarket intake tube on there, but then that piece will come off. Then it will give you access to the bolt that's under.
No, it stayed.
Still in there?
Yep. Ah, there it is.
Alright, there's our cast piece right there. The one in the front.
Yep. You can almost see it if you peek through that hole there, but you just get your hand on it if you get on there.
Need some long fingers for that one.
Oh yeah.
So we still use this ACF 50. This was given to us by a customer a couple of years ago. Hopefully he still watches. If you do, thank you again for that. We actually put it in our little applicator bottle. This is like a PB blaster, but is obviously better. It's for aircraft. So we're going to soak all of our bolts in this, let it sit for a couple of hours, then we'll come back around to it and hopefully they will come loose. Alright, so soak the bolt on this side, and then there is an exposed thread on that side. That way you can soak it and let that get in there. And of course the stud on the back side, same on the front. There is lower front left, there is a stud, and a bolt on the lower right, which again goes through to the back side of the turbo. There is an exposed hole. Get a little bit of penetrating oil in there and come back around and do it a couple of more times. Again, don't worry about the oil getting on your parts. Half an hour, come back, spray it again, let it soak. The longer you can let it soak, the better it's going to be. That one works. Those come out.
Nice.
We'll work on the bottom ones. So you remember the free locking tool included? I said looks just like the one that we made. There is the free locking tool included. There's one that we made. The only difference is this one's black. That's pretty neat, huh? Alright, so we are wrapped. This part here is such a tight contour. The 2-inch, there's no way we could get this to go around it nicely. There is a factory heat shield that will fit back on. We do have it over this whole area here, and again we're going to try and get the factory heat shield to go on. There should be enough room, but this will definitely keep some heat down. But you see the tight bend right here, the wrap being 2-inch. See that as an example? Trying to get this to bend around here just doesn't happen. Inch, I've done it in the past and I can do a good job of it, but not with the 2-inch. So as you see, the heat shield goes right back in place. All the bolts go back in. So it does a good job at keeping the heat down. And of course the second one is on the one side, and then the wrap helps keep the heat down from there. Everything plugs back in, all the sensors go back in, everything fits around it. We'll finish this, we'll put it up in the air, and we'll show you the exhaust. Alright, so we're going to get a sound clip for you. Plus the customer said his intercooler did pop off, the intercooler pipes, and we just went over all the clamps. Want to make sure that they don't have that issue now. So one thing that we got to tell you about, after you put a new muffler on, you're going to see a lot of smoke. See that right there? So as you hear, it's pretty mellow. It's pretty decent sounding, but we're getting it hot to try and get the smoke to burn off because the wrap produces a lot of smoke. And also the new mufflers, when you first run them and get them hot, the oil that is on the inside of them and the material for the pack-in and such, it has to burn off. You'll see quite a bit of smoke from it. It smells pretty bad. So that's part of the deal while we do that.
Everything seems to be staying hot.
Still a little bit of smoke. That will go away once they've got fully hot and it's ran it quite maybe 15-20 miles. That smoking will go away.